What's up, GX Nation? Hey, today I wanted to show you the rock sliders that I have on my Lexus GX. These are made by Metal Tech. I know a lot of you have asked questions about them, so wanted to give you some information. Hey, before we dive in today, if you wouldn't mind clicking that subscription button and that notification button, really helps us out. I appreciate it. These are the Metal Tech 4x4 2010 Plus rock sliders, or as they call them, rub rails, for the Lexus GX460. I've had these now for, close to 2 years now, and I know I've never done a video on this, so I wanted to show them to you and give you my thoughts based on that experience, and then also give you a little bit of information in terms of how easy it was to install them. So just doing a real quick video today to show you how they work, how I installed them. A lot of you have asked questions about the trim, how I did that, so I'll cover that as well. Like I said, these are the Metal Tech rub rails. I call them rock sliders, but hey, whatever they want to call them. As you can tell, you can see that they kick out there in the rear. That's why they call it a two-stage rub rail. But you can see these things are very beefy, really great weld points here. They are flat on the top here. As you can see, that does tend to collect a little bit of dirt and dust from the trail. But the thing I really like about these is that they kick out in the rear. And I will show you some video right now on how that really saved my bacon recently while I was out on the trail.
Oh, he hit that stump with his rock slider. I bet you're grateful that's there.
So as you can see, that really did save my rear tire from that tree stump. Really appreciate that. Probably paid for itself there. When you think about, getting stuck out on the trail with a cut tire, having to change the tire out on the trail, which is a pain in the butt. Anyway, really love the rear kick out. It also works really well as a step. So when I'm trying to reach up on the roof rack, I use that as my step right there. Foot goes there, I'm up on the top, reaching whatever I need up on the roof rack. These things are laser cut and CNC shaped. They've done a really great job of putting these together. I really love the weld points here. You can tell that they are extra beefy. As you can see, these are bolt-on. There's 3 points for each one of them that bolts to the car, and they go in existing holes, which is really convenient. I love that aspect. They do come with hardware. They come with self-tapping bolts, which makes it really easy to put these on. I installed this myself probably in about an hour and a half by myself, using a bottle jack to hold it up against the rig, put it in place loosely, leveled it, and then tightened it up. It was super easy. Probably the biggest question I get is how I cut the trim piece here to match up with the rock sliders. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a blueprint to use. I just got to it and I started to look at it, measured it really closely, had a healthy dose of fuck it, and I just started cutting. I'll be honest with you, it was terrifying. And you can see it came up pretty well. The only place where I think I could have done a slightly better job is right here where it rubs right here. You can see that it kind of bows out right there. But honestly, if I hadn't told you that, you probably would have never noticed. So anyway, it's very easy to cut these. I'll measure it here in just a second and I'll tell you what the dimensions are, but it's gonna be something that you're just gonna have to play with. I used a Dremel to cut them. It was quite easy, nothing to it. It did leave some plastic burrs that I had to sand off a little bit, but it was nothing, that I would warn you against doing yourself. All right, this dimension right here is just under 4 3/4 inches. This back piece here is just over 2 3/4 inches. And this middle part here, I just had to kind of play with it to see how long it needed to be so that it would fit with the rock slider. I actually did mount the rock slider, and then I came back in with the trim piece to try to figure out how it needed to be cut. And I'll be honest with you, I ended up having to loosen up the rock slider so that I could put that trim piece back in there, especially on this rear door. The trim can be a little bit tough to get it in there, but in the end, it actually produced a really tight fit there that I'm very pleased with. Hey, if you've got a Lexus GX460 and you're in the market for some rock sliders, I highly recommend the Metal Tech. I've been very pleased. They've been very tough. I've actually used them on a number of occasions to scrape over ledges and to save my bacon from hitting tree stumps and other stuff. It also works great as a footstep, getting up to the roof rack. Plus, it looks great. So hey, let me know what you think. If you've got these rock sliders, tell me what's been your experience. If you don't have them, let me know what you're thinking about. What other ones are you looking at? Why do you like the Metal Tech? Why do you hate them? Let me know in the comments. And hey, again, I appreciate you checking us out. Check out our other videos, or you can also always go on our website at txgxoverland.com.